What's good? What's going on? Everybody? All right, guys. I got a few moments before my next client, and y'all got some questions. I know y'all got some questions, and it's fine. What y'all thought about the fragment of Beyonce having 10 of them and being expressed differently? How do y'all feel about that? I want to hear y'all. I want to hear your response to that. Because I know a lot of y'all was like, what was going on here? Okay. All right, so let me try to put it back so I can move this here. And we could be able to talk about it a little more. Okay, so to answer your question, I'm gonna have to shave it a little bit. To answer your question, exactly what happened is there are people who are their souls, soul fragments, that separate themselves so they can experience different stuff. Another thing is, we think that Earth is populated by so many different physical bodies, so many different souls, when in fact, there are souls who are duplicated on this Earth, fragments of each other. Souls duplicating themselves in order to grow and mature faster. So you ask the question, is it more souls than bodies? Nah, it's more bodies than souls. Well, I want to experience this earthly plane, that is. And there are souls that actually duplicate themselves in order to experience expansion faster. Yeah, on a gamer, yes, in a sense, yes. That's exactly. There are more souls, there are more, and when I say souls, I mean as a collective, because you have a lot of fragmented souls. And you ask the question, do I have a duplicate? More than one duplicate. The soul, the collective of my soul, happens to be experiencing different lifetimes. I mean, at this point in time, but not a lot. Every time that those souls, what I want to use is come together and understand that they're all one. Because once it separates, it's as if that soul fragment is still connected to that energy of the collective soul, but it gets lost in a way. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And when that soul, or that fragment of the soul, comes together, it creates a sort of a knowing. like you piece together yourself, or your experience as a soul. It's this is what I have experienced, and I'm only speaking from the regressions that I've done, that I'm speaking of, speaking for myself as well, and speaking from what other persons have done. Yes, because we are a collective. It's an amazing thing. Like once you discover that, it literally have you to know that the people you are a reflection of you. Isn't that crazy? But it's still beautiful at the same time. This is why you got to be careful of who you treat and how you treat, because you could be damaging yourself. Basically, think about that. Suppose the person that you hurt, and I'm going to say this myself because I am guilty of hurting people very, very much indirectly or directly. And if, you have to be careful. So if I directly, indirectly, directly, you know that you're doing it. If indirectly, you're not sure. You like to say, I'm sorry, apologize, whatever it is, because you're not sure if that part of you is that other person. How would you know? Whenever I do these sessions, it really reveals a whole lot and it gives me more questions and answers. You ask the question, can we be on earth, our soul, and another place at the same time? Yes, your earth, your soul is very vast, very, very vast. Okay, so Jasmine, I was told that because I keep having visions of a digital clock moving extremely fast that I was experiencing several lifetimes at once, and this would be my last incarnation. I can't speak for that unless I look at your chart and look at your soul um, from a soul perspective. So yes, so many minds, many lives, many masters. The sage have to cleanse Florida water. So does Palo Santo. So does Orgone. All of those things have to clear negative energies. So what's the question again? I dreamed into Akashic Records and I asked, what is my life purpose? And it said, comprehensive science. I'm confused. What could this be? If that's your purpose of, if it said that, I don't want you to doubt the Akashic Records. Find yourself doing the study, the research on comprehensive science or whatever that is. Try to understand it from a perspective. Maybe you need clarity. Maybe you need to do a session with me. Who knows? Or somebody who's an Akashic Records reader. People read themselves, but I like for you to see your records. I actually had a glimpse that I was my grandmother's grandmother. I'm glad you're making sense of things so I don't feel crazy. Nah, don't feel crazy. Thank you very much, Miss Fly Monique. I appreciate you for that. Sorry. So yeah, now the answer is, can someone have a past life of a famous person, and have you met one? I've met a whole lot of famous people. Some still existing now, and some already passed on in our time frame. So I've met a whole lot of people, a whole lot of famous people. You happen to be talking to one in a previous lifetime. My most recent lifetime, like I said, um, was Ras Tafari. That was my most recent lifetime. My most recent famous one. I had one before then, in the same lineage, in the same family line earlier. Um, Considering souls don't have a mass unless energy is put into it. I would imagine they travel at near light experience. Yeah, land speed. Yeah. My husband died recently, and my dog has been barking and staring at something. We and the kids can't see. What could it be? Oh, is your dog barking? Dogs really can't tell, what the energy is sometimes. So, you know, dogs get startled that they can see and you can't see. So it can be, it possibly like it could be your husband. And my condolences on losing your husband. You have my condolences on that, Cherry. If children are extremely oppositional defiant, could they have an entity in them? Your kid just rude. just Sarah, that they just, they gonna grow out of it. I don't think that in them. Oppositional defiant. They could also have trained themselves to be that way towards you in a lifetime or towards people. That might be a character that they came into this lifetime to learn how to release. About ayahuasca. It's I don't anything natural. It's good. I actually made it into the Akashic records after being saved in a dream from dark plasma. But it was bright light. When I woke up from it, I never really understood what it meant. You'd be making a lot of travels into the Akashic records. That's pretty good. Um, I wish I could explain that to you, why you saw the white light. Sometimes it's, the Akashic records. Oh, the Akashic records, you go from white light to the dark light to white light to the Akashic realm. That's how you experience it. All right. Yes, probably your husband too. What do you think about birthmarks? My oldest son, my youngest son, and myself all have the same birthmark on the same leg. Coincidence? Now, also, birthmarks can also indicate where you the way you died in a lifetime, something that you marked yourself in a previous lifetime. All right, that could also be a moment of experiencing why you died. Have you met one or come across Tupac Shakur Soul? No, I have not as yet. I wish I would. I'd like to talk to him. I've spoken to Martin Luther King Jr. I've spoken to Hitler through channels, and I could channel. We could use like I said, channel. You could channel any fragment, any soul. Like I could channel some of y'all energy, some of your consciousness, because we are all connected. If I was to put somebody in deep state and I say, uh, I would want to speak to the higher source, the higher self of Miss Fly Monique. Let me talk to the higher self. The lower self will get defensive and in between. But your consciousness and collective consciousness is accessible. There are scare tactics of souls who try to make you, oh, no, 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 la la la. But everything is love in spirit world. There's no animosity, no anger, no resentment. And they see those things as being a part of the collective, being a part of what we're here to grow and to use to grow. Today's your son's birthday, and your son is doing it right now. Wow. Grand Rising. Thank you very much, Goddess. What's going on? Um, I can't wait for you to come to California. Oh, I can't wait to come to California either. I like Los Angeles. It's a beautiful place. I love it. Um, OD can be a form of high functioning autistic kid who lashes out because they are frustrated people to understand. Okay, this is true, Ari James. That's a good point you made just now. What I recommend ayahuasca. I recommend ayahuasca to people who go into it with good intentions. Before you do ayahuasca, make sure that you're cleansed, Make sure you're not experimenting with somebody who's happy to do that plant, that mixture, and you're not cleansed. You have an entity inside of you, you can go deep. Like, this is real. Don't, that's not something to take lightly. Now, I don't want to put fear inside of you. I just wanted you to understand that. Make sure that you're cleansed. Make sure that you are operating from your highest good so you could tap into that. All right. What about spiritual reset? Spiritual resets. That's a term that has just been, that I have recently come into, people have used. It's a different term. Um, whenever you raise your vibrations, you basically call your soul fragments towards you. It's as if you become more and more stronger. Think about it. If your past lifetimes, your future lifetimes, and your present lifetime are being all experienced at the same time, as you raise your vibrations, you bring all of those collectives together, which makes you stronger and stronger and stronger. Astral Wi-Fi seems pretty unreliable there, and I feel like I'm missing out on so much. Would you consider getting a Wi-Fi hotspot for more reliable service? Yeah, I think I'll have to do that. What was Martin Luther King saying? Well, he was talking about, and I did it through a medium, a female medium in the Bahamas. And he basically was saying, he is a Messiah soul. And he talked about him having to use religion as a way as to connect the masses. At that point in time, everybody was very much under the age of Pisces, and that was needed. That was the moment in time to shift and change. And he was speaking on that behalf of him being incarnated again. Now, on this earth, he's here in another body. He didn't disclose through that same female, he didn't disclose exactly the name of that person, but he did say that it was in the United States of America. Thank you, Asha, for all that you do. Changing lives one soul at a time is life changing. Thank you very much, Dolly. I appreciate you for that. You said you came across a serial killer. Tell us more about it. Why was he a serial killer? What did the council think about him? Sammy J, good question. Um, the council, at that particular time, felt as if he was not living out his purpose. And believe it or not, good and bad have their roles to play in the evolution of the soul. And what he did explain through that person, that male figure, is that he was just carrying out the soul contracts that he made with those souls because they have experienced killing people in a previous lifetime and they were to experience being killed. He was just the mass person to do that for them. And he signed multiple contracts on doing that. Now, what he didn't get right, believe it or not, was that he was not he was to feel empathy towards his experience. So he was supposed to kill and also at the end of it, feel empathy. It's crazy, right? But spirit world is a very strange place. And I know it sounds very sacrilegious and it goes against all moral codes. But when I heard that, that shook the very foundations of me. Because I was like, damn. You mean like he don't get judged on killing because those contracts were made by those souls because they killed other people and they wanted to feel the effects of being killed by somebody? Wow, that was deep. That had me like, damn, that's some crazy stuff. You feel me? Like, real talk. It's this is why I don't judge. This is why I don't judge anymore. I don't judge anything at all anymore. I am just truly the objective observer. I experience, I see, and I say nothing. Because you could never know. Or you're sitting there judging, oh my gosh, he got to be the most evil man in the world. And it literally rocked me to my core because I was like, all right, so those souls killed in a previous lifetime. And they wanted to experience the opposite end of being killed. The more I do these, the more questions comes up. I tell you. We say, so Donald Trump will never go to hell. He's a serial killer. Oh no. What you said, are you able to tell us who you was in your most recent lifetime? I think I did. I told you about my lifetime as Rasta Farai. He was an Ethiopian emperor. That was my most recent lifetime. Now the Rastas will be upset because they're gonna be like, sacrilegious, bomba clad, because in their mind, a soul stays dead and revered in that same particular body. There's more than that. All right, guys, I got to get ready for my next client. It was a privilege. Oh, and also, like I say, Regina Clark, take a look. Do a research on it. You're going to find out about him. It's pretty cool, dude. He's a Leo rising just like me. If you like my content, just press like on, I see 77 of y'all, it's 36 likes. I appreciate you. As you know, I got, by the end of the day, my last client, I would have done this 11,000 times, which I'm very, very proud of because I've been pushing for a very long time, even beyond when people told me not to do this. I continued even when I didn't get $1 for it. I did it even when I was called crazy, all kind of different names, all kinds. I've been called predator. I've been called crazy, witch, warlock, all bad behaviors, basically. I kept going on. At 90, 495, no, I need 5 more. 10,995. I need 5 more. And I'll be there. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you. Thank you, Akana. I appreciate you for that as well. Yes, definitely. My next stop will be Philadelphia, and then I'm back home. You guys be safe. I want to congratulate you on your nice lunch that you're going to eat. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I appreciate you. Could have been anywhere, but you choose to be here with me. And I appreciate you for that. And remember, in a few moments, I will have another one. Y'all be safe.